Hey everybody, Dan with painforyou.com, Facebook and YouTube under the name Pain For You. Come check me out. So today's topic is going to be hit the reset button. Alright, I'll get to that in a second, but it's a gorgeous spring day here, 70 some odd degrees, sitting out here by the woods. Let's take a couple of nice relaxing breaths at whatever pace is comfortable for you. Breathe in the confidence in this TMS diagnosis. Breathe out the medicalization and bullshit that the doctors have told you. Breathe in the knowledge that you're okay. Breathe out the fear that your body's the problem. Alright, so hit the reset button. What do I mean by that? Look, I hear from so many people. They've been doing this work for so many days, weeks, months, years, decades. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is just to kind of take a pause, take a breath, and say, it's time to hit the reset button. All of our interpretations of how this work is going, this process is going, this healing process, this effort to end our pain, we're going to kind of set aside all of our judgments about I'm not doing it right, or this stuff doesn't work, or maybe I've got something physical going on. I want you to really just take a pause and just assume you're starting today. And instead of it being a long, windy road journey where, you know, you hear about this TMS thing, you maybe read a Sarno book, you weren't quite sure, and it took you a while to get to the point where you were actually willing to start doing some things. You know, some of the journaling or the emotional discovery that I call it, and things work, and then they didn't work, or they didn't work at all, and things got worse, and then you freaked out because, oh no, I did this emotional stuff and the pain got worse. And we've got all of these experiences as we're trying to eliminate the pain or the symptoms, and along with that comes a ton of judgments, right? And oftentimes we can conclude that I'm not doing this right. This isn't, I must be one of those few that's just not going to get this. And then again, if it's not working quickly, we start to watch the calendar and we start to question ourselves. We start to question, well, maybe the doctor's missed something, right? And you guys, comment below and share with me all of those doubts and second guesses that you've had along the way. And, actually, no, don't share them, because I don't want you to put these doubts in other people's heads. I'm going to keep this solutions based, right? So what I'm encouraging you to do is to kind of hit the reset button and kind of erase all of the past experience as it relates to TMS. And I'm going to just suggest that you start with a new, fresh perspective, nice, clean slate, knowing what TMS is, knowing deeply that when you know you've got it, when you've done the assessments, you know that the pain characteristics, your personality type, the stress and the pain history maps very clearly throughout our lifetime. When you really do the assessment and accept deeply that yes, this is a mind-body process that's creating these symptoms to protect me from what my brain perceives as dangerous emotions, overwhelming stress, being in fight or flight too long. The brain perceives that as dangerous and creates the pain in an effort to distract us from these dangerous, scary emotions. And so when you know deeply what TMS is, you understand it's merely a distraction mechanism. It's your brain trying to keep you safe from these emotions it doesn't think you can handle. And your body's actually fine regardless of what the MRIs or X-rays have said. I'm going to encourage you, when you hit this reset button, to discard all of those comments and prognoses that you've gotten from medical doctors and chiropractors and physical therapists and friends and family and everybody else who is kind of a naysayer that's like, I want you to discard and reset to a clean slate this belief in these statements. I've got a bad back. I've got a bum shoulder. I've got a bad knee. I've got plantar fasciitis. I've got pudendal neuralgia. I've got trigeminal neuralgia. I've got reflux or GERD or IBS. All of these medical labels that we've been given by these authority figures in these white lab coats and these professionals who went to school for this stuff. I want you to hit the reset button and say, time to discard all that crap and really, really take a hard look at TMS, Dr. Sarno's work, the work of Steve Ozanich, Nicole Sachs, Dr. Schubner, Dr. Schechter, Dr. David Clark. Take a look at that work as your new paradigm, right? Because if you're going to get better, it really does take acceptance that your body's okay. I've talked about it. Get off the fence, right? I'm going to move because I got this sun starting to peek through the trees at me. And so I've talked about being on the fence. You see the fence back here. If you're stuck on it, you're not on one side, you're not on the other. You're probably not going to get better with the TMS approach if you keep on looking behind you and going, well, on that side of the fence it says, my doctor said, or the MRI said, or the diagnosis was this, that, or the other thing, and maybe the doctor missed something. It's going to be really hard for your brain to let go of these pains or symptoms if, in fact, you still haven't accepted what TMS is and the fact that that is what is at cause for your symptoms or pains, right? So reset. We're going to discard because we know we've done the homework, we know what TMS is, we've accepted, we've done the assessments, so it is time to do a reset. Get rid of all that crap. And then with a clean, fresh perspective, I want you to move forward. And moving forward, there's not a lot to do. Please don't make this a full-time job, right? Because you know what's going on and you know that your body's okay. So it doesn't take all day. Basically, 2 things to do. Feel your emotions. Why? Because we want to teach the brain that emotions are safe, so it doesn't keep on trying to distract us, right? Then we want to soothe ourselves. We want to soothe our body. Get out of fight or flight. Get out in nature, right? Breathe deep. Meditate. Yoga if you're able to. Sometimes just sitting outside in a chair, like this little chair out here, sitting out in nature. Breathe comfortably. Smile. Think about gratitude. It's going to turn down the fight or flight. Notice the safety that's all around you. Notice the safety. You're actually okay right where you are. And I get that we're in a crazy world, and I get that there's some really crazy stuff going on right now. But notice where you are right now, and you are safe. And if you're not, take some precautions to get safe, but we're talking about TMS. We're talking about our bodies. I'm not talking about the outside world. Some things are a little hectic right now. But notice the safety in your body, that if you breathe, even if you're feeling these sensations that are labeled pain, they are just sensations. They are not dangerous. But soothing our nervous system, getting out of the fight or flight, will allow our immune system and our digestive system to start to regulate and work more normally. It will cause our nervous system to take a breather and get out of the adrenaline and cortisol that's normally pumping through our body because we're constantly in fight or flight. We want to turn that down, right? That's a reset button. We're going to reset this nervous system. We're going to reset our fight or flight to rest and recover, right? But part of soothing is not just the physical, the body, we need to learn to soothe our thinking. And if much of your thinking is, oh my God, my body's the problem, well, hopefully what we talked about in the early part of this video about knowing what TMS is and really deciding that that's what's at cause for your symptoms or pains, that will help to soothe some of the thinking, because you can start to become aware of where your thoughts are going. And when you start going down that dark alleyway towards, oh no, what if the doctor missed something, you can say, time out, reset, discard, and let's just reaffirm it's just TMS. And guess what? TMS is the best news ever. I've said that before. Some people look at me like I'm nuts. What, are you kidding? This is horrible. I almost wish it was physical so a doctor could fix it. Well, unfortunately that's not the case, because you've already been to the doctors and they can't fix it. They don't have the answer to chronic pain, because most chronic pain is not structural or physical. So discard that, reset, get rid of that. So soothe your body, breathing, meditation, soothe your thinking so that you're staying out of the stress response. The stress response is supposed to be there when you're actually in real danger. A bear charges at you out of the woods. You need the stress response. If you're constantly in it, simply by the thoughts you're thinking, you're not doing yourself any favors. So soothing is body and mind. Now, once you've got all that stuff dialed in, mindset. Really, reset. I am no longer going to give a shit about these pains or symptoms, because I know what TMS is, and I know that that's what's at cause for me. I'm spending time soothing and reassuring myself. And I also know that from a brain science standpoint, giving a shit about the symptoms and how long it's taken and how you need these symptoms gone today because they hurt so bad, that's the opposite of the attitude of indifference, which is the mindset of indifference. But from a brain science perspective, know for sure that freaking out about your symptoms is going to keep them locked in. I know that from personal experience. I was not a happy camper for most of my 13 years in pain. Sometimes I had it go down and it would be cool for a month or two, and then whammo, back up. But I was always petrified of the return. And I know you guys and gals know what it feels like to be petrified of a pain flare. But guess what? If you know what TMS is and you know you've got it, then a pain flare is just a message that says, where am I not feeling safe? What emotions? What stress in my outside life? Am I starting a new job? Am I, thinking about going back to work? Am I thinking about resuming physical activity? Does my brain perceive any of those situations or emotions or physical movements to be dangerous? Because again, if pain goes up, it's because the brain's perceiving danger. Emotionally, situationally, stress-wise, socially, movement-wise. So anytime the pain jumps, the best thing to do is just don't try to figure it out. That's yesterday's video about micromanaging and trying to, did I think something wrong? I made a mistake. No, just go right back to soothing. Turn down the stress in your body. Turn down the stress in your mind. Remind yourself you're okay. It's just TMS, right? And then the last thing is focus, right? Where do we place our attention? Sorry, the sun is peeking through the trees here. Where do we place our attention? The brain is not going to let go of something that we're staring at and clinging to all day long. And so it becomes really important to get on with life as best as you can. Look, I know some of us have pretty significant symptoms and pains. And you're like, Dan, you're telling me to go on with my life. I can't go play golf. I can't go ride a bike. I can't do any of these things. I can barely walk to the bathroom. I get it. And I'm not saying go out and run a marathon tomorrow. What I am saying is, to the best of your ability, look to see how much fun you can have today. Look to see if you can do a little bit more physically. Look to see if you can just get outside and sit in a chair and enjoy the nature and the sun and the birds chirping and, and the wind blowing through the leaves. When I say resume living, I mean stop laying on the couch, the bed, the floor, catastrophizing about how bad your future is going to be. Start seeing about connecting with others. Reconnect with some old friends, with some family. And not to talk about the pain, not to get sympathy, but to see how they're doing. Ask them to tell you a funny story, right? Do what you can to find purpose, joy, meaning. Start visualizing a future without pain, because trust me, it exists. I've been 10 years without pain. I had 2 minor instances of about 10 days and then it was gone again. In 10 years, I'll take that any day. And so a life without pain is not only possible, it's probable if you can get this stuff dialed in. So when I say hit the reset button, I want you to get rid of all of your past perceived failures, because they weren't failures, they were learning experiences. Get rid of the belief that you've made all sorts of mistakes in trying to heal yourself. They're not mistakes, they're learning experiences, right? For anybody whose pain went away and it came back, no, you're not starting over again. You can't forget the things you've learned that got you pain-free or symptom-free in the first place. So if your symptoms have returned, so what? Whatever. The mindset of indifference. The more you can say, so what, to a pain flare or a return of symptoms, if you've been good for a little while, the better. The faster they'll go away again, because you're saying to the brain, isn't that fascinating? What's been going on emotionally, stress-wise, situationally, movement-wise? Did my brain perceive danger? Okay, probably did. Good. Let me soothe. Let me remind myself I am safe. Calm down your thinking, calm down your body, let the adrenaline and cortisol get burnt up and not fire anymore, because we know and we are noticing the safety. Whatever is the mindset I'm suggesting, say whatever about the pain or the symptoms. Focus on getting back to your life and just keep an overall awareness on where your mind's going. Because if you start going down that dark alleyway, you want to kind of pull yourself back out and get back to these core principles of ending your symptoms, because there's really nothing wrong with us. We've got a brain that is in overprotective mode. All right? It's overly protecting us from what it perceives are dangerous and scary emotions. So, let me implore you to hit that reset button. Get rid of all the past crap, all of the past perceived failures. I don't care if you've been doing this 10 years, 2 years, 2 months, and you're still frustrated that you haven't figured this shit out yet. Hit the reset button. Start fresh today. Breathe a sigh of relief. A brand new clean slate, fresh perspective. And let go of everything you think you've done wrong or perceive you've done wrong in this battle to end the pain. And oh, by the way, don't make it a fight. It's not a battle. You're not battling your brain. You're not battling pain. Because the more you battle, the message you're sending to your brain is danger. Because when you're in a fight, you're not safe. You're in a battle. So step back, reset. Notice your safety. You're actually safe. There's no need to battle, because the battle just keeps it persisting longer. The angrier you get at the symptoms or pain, the longer they're going to stick around, because you're in battle mode and you're saying, I'm in danger. And your brain's not going to let go of pain when it perceives you're in danger, because that's the purpose of pain, is to get you to stop doing something dangerous. Put your hand on the stove. Ouch. Dangerous, right? Pain. That's the purpose of pain. So look, hit the reset button. Please, please, please know what's going on. Watch this video more than once. I know it's a long video. I'm almost at 20 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up now. But please, clean, fresh perspective. Clean slate. Erase all that past crap and those past beliefs and those past perceptions of mistakes and everything you think you might have done wrong. Doesn't matter. Start today. Reset. So, please let me know what you think of this video. Comment below. Share it widely if you found this helpful. Love you guys and gals. I know you can get better. I wouldn't be doing this every damn day if I didn't think you could. And so, do yourself a favor and hit that reset button. It's right in front of you. So you can do this. Love you. Bye.